My friends, my fellow space nerds, IAE is here. It's the biggest week for Star Citizen all year, and for you guys, it will also be the biggest week, I think, because they've got something for just about everyone this time. They're making the F8C finally pledgeable. They're actually communicating about price increases to ships to let you know if you want to buy one right now. That's a whole other thing. Actually, let me stop the intro there. You know how I'm more of like a features and mechanics kind of person? I like the way the game works. I don't really get into the ship sales or how much things cost too much. You see me on Inforunners, you know. But this is pretty exciting to me. Normally this is just kind of a cool thing for the ships, but it's fun. Getting to rent 150 plus ships is pretty cool. There are a lot of ships, they're very detailed. You can rent them all from November 20th to December 3rd, and you can also buy just about any ship you want at any point throughout that period. We'll get to that later. Besides that, they're also doing Twitch drops out there for people who just want to kind of watch and get something free in the game. And the colors for the best in show skins are actually pretty cool. They got this like nice gunmetal and golden color palette. Looks pretty good. But let's start with that big one. The F8C Lightning has been an exclusive ship for quite a while. It was actually a ship that way back in the day you would get unlocked by beating Squadron 42. Now, some people got the exclusive rights to buy this ship for spending a certain amount of money on the game, and it was unlocked in the store for you to get, and that made it kind of exclusive. But over the years, that's been slowly being peeled back in different ships that have seemed rather exclusive or maybe a little more rare. But now CIG is starting to give them more readily to the rest of the community. At one point, there was even an event where you had to track down a dev or somebody who had a gold pass, and you could pick it up in game, and it kind of made you, it was some fun, but at the end of it, you still had to buy the ship. Now, there are no lines, there's nothing like that. You can just, everyone is able to pledge for the F8C Lightning now. Only one is allowed per account, and everybody who got one for the whole, you've unlocked this privilege before, gets a special skin. I think there's a lot to think about this and to say about it, but I'm not going to spend all the time on this video going into that. We'll chat about this later on stream. But that's only one of over 150 plus ships, like I said, you can rent. Now, if you've ever been interested in Star Citizen, this is the time to try it out. And I'm going to get to the whole stability thing, so hold on, don't freak out. This is the time though. There are 3 star systems that are going to be in the game. You have multiple factions you can work for. You've got a few different contract types and gameplay types you can do. Some of the stuff is kind of broken, but generally the game's playing better than it ever has. And with server meshing going on, if a new star system, say the Nyx system, just released to the game and everyone's excited to go there, and it's a lot more popular in this latter half of November, that's a good chance for you to explore Stanton. Go do things that you maybe were holding off on doing, or just try out the most basic stuff. But Stanton will generally be less crowded because a lot of people will be trying out the new star system. So if you are coming into the game or you've never tried it before, now is a good time to give it a shot, just to check in. No money, don't spend anything, no strings attached. And I think you might find something that you actually enjoy, or at least understand that you really don't. Now, if you haven't actually made an account before, you can use the link down below, jointomato.com, and you can go and get 50,000 credits when you sign up, which will help you rent some ships even during the non-free fly weeks. It'll also give 50,000 credits to one of our supporters as a thanks for supporting us and making this possible. Now, something key to keep in mind is that as concept ships get sold, they are sold for a certain price, but once the ships are actually worked on over time and they're eventually released into the game, a lot of times that price goes up. Many times in the past that's been a surprise, but this time, and sometimes before, CIG is letting players know ahead of time. In the FAQ here you can see, is there anything else that's new this IAE? And they say, this is your final opportunity to pledge for certain ships at their current pricing. Sometime after the event, these ships will receive a price adjustment to reflect recent and upcoming development updates. This includes the Hull A, Hull B, Argo Raft, and Gatak Raylan. That one's a really interesting one because the Raylan, while it's been on monthly reports over the last year a couple times, has been pretty quiet. I don't know if it's one of the ships that's going through development right now. It's not unannounced, so it should be popping up by name in monthly reports, but as of now, it's been pretty quiet since around June. But they do continue by saying if you've been considering adding one of these to your fleet, now is the perfect time to secure them before the adjustment takes place. So, there are a lot of ship sale things going on during IAE, but folks, the game is free. Twitch drops are free. The rentals are all free. Everything else you can do in the game that's possible, besides actually buying ships, is free. So, if you wanted to try the game out, I might take a second on that first day just to see how things are going. It'll likely be rough, and they'll need to hotfix some stuff. But if server meshing does work out, and people are drawn to Nyx, there's a good chance that in Pyro and Stanton you should be able to get some relatively smooth gameplay doing something you like. But that's really key. I think this is a really big moment for CIG. They could use this to really catapult some big marketing into Star Citizen as they lead up to a hopeful release for Squadron 42 next year. They have spent a lot of this year working on playability, working on their optics. They canceled a free fly in the beginning of the year because it wasn't looking too great. They've made their trailers for their patches a lot less about features and more about narrative and cinematics. They've started giving us in-game rewards for activities. Now they're doing Twitch drops out of game rewards just for viewing. These things both scream, I'm a grown-up, trying to do different kinds of marketing, but also that I want characters to care more about what they look like in the game, what they're doing in the game, the story that they're making, and less about the tech and the features that we're trying to push on them. Go back to that video I made a few months ago. It's called the Vanity Phase. Look, whatever the name, who cares? The point of it was that this is a trend that has been going on with CIG, and it continues to do so. They're not doing concept ship sales anymore. That's not really a big surprise. They're basically all doing straight to flyable. We're gonna keep seeing more of this, but I do think that this IAE is a big step in that same direction, and they're really gonna need to keep the stability down. I say go all holds out. Do not limit your servers. Put in more DGSs into each system. You know, run Nyx on 4 systems, run Stanton on 8, run Pyro on 3, whatever you need to do. I think if CIG can keep the game stable from November 20th to December 3rd and actually show out here with all this stuff they're loading on the top of IAE this year, it could be a very good showing for them. But they need to continue that. And over the last couple of patches, things have been kind of degrading a bit. Like I said, contracts haven't been working that great. They're bringing in some of those pre-4.0 contracts into Nyx, but even now, we're still missing a lot like racing. So I think this is a risky move on their part. But I do think it has something for everyone to enjoy. So I would definitely check it out. Mark it on your calendar. Come back through on the stream and see how it's performing. And keep an eye out for some of those new ships, the RSI Perseus, and a couple of those other silhouettes from last year that are rumored to be showing up. And don't forget it's at a new location this year. It's going to be at Orison, the city in the clouds, their little cloud city. I guess it's like the same thing. It's going to be over there on Crusader, and it's a pretty nice place. Sometimes it doesn't run too great on your GPU, so I'm wondering how it's going to perform for people all crowding up in the same area. It will be nice though just to have a new set of wallpaper to look at while we're going and looking at all the ships in the halls. Make sure you visit in game, give me a shout in Discord and let me know how it went for you. And enjoy yourselves, have some fun, don't stress out, don't feel like you need to spend money. This is a great time to just experience some space games. And that's what we're here for. Thank you for checking out this news drop. I hope you got some more information from it. I'll see you in IAE. Drop by here for some more ship deep dives and Professor Tomat. See you in the next one.